Going live now, yes. So good morning if you are joining on Facebook and YouTube, and then I'll just click the go live link on Instagram, and hopefully, yeah, there we go, in live now as well on Instagram. Wednesday morning, a little bit more of a focus on movement. So we will be doing some balance. If you come to find your comfortable standing position, and let's just do a little bit of a shake out. Just a gentle shaking, just to get the blood flowing. Shaking the shoulders. And if it feels okay, just gently tap the heels into the ground again. That's nice to get that vibration going through the body. And you may feel as if you would just like to do a cleansing and a clearing breath. So taking like a nice, calm, full breath in and breath out. And breath in and breath out. And then just slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And take a rest. Just checking, does that camera look, do I look blurred? Does it look blurred? Hang on a minute, let me just make sure. That is, should be okay. Looked a bit out of focus. Just breathing easy. Standing. And then a little bit of dog wags the tail. So we're just going to move the hips side to side and get that movement through the spine. And just letting the hips lead, and then the spine and the head follows. And I was just doing a little bit of reading up on the vagus nerve while I was away in Spain, as you do, and thinking about how, because it's connected there in the cranium and through the body, wanders through the body. That's where the name comes from, vagus, wandering through the body. And this is the main nerve that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, so that rest and digest. And this movement is going to be sort of really activating or innervating the vagus nerve. It's quite nice. Again, thinking about in the neck, obviously without forcing or hurting anything. And then slowing that down, slowing down. You might feel a little bit dizzy there. Just let your body settle, find yourself your natural balance. And then we'll go into knocking, so rotating through the spine. Breathing gently in and out through the nose. And slowing down into water waves. Very still this morning. We've got really thick fog outside. Very interesting. Just very quiet. Take a rest. I'd like to do a full body flow, but I want us to be very mindful that this isn't about pulling and forcing and overreaching. So you do this what feels comfortable for you. But the idea is that we lengthen out all of the front of the fascia of the body. So we just lengthen up. You can bring your hips slightly forward so you feel that length through the front of the legs. We really think about lifting the heart towards the sky so we're not crunching the lower back or anything. So just a gentle lengthen upwards through the front of the body. And then as we go to reach forwards, so we're hinging at the hips. You might want to go a little bit wider on the feet, hinging at the hips. And then when you're ready, you can just reach down, roll down. You can bend the knees a little bit, hang a little bit, then you go bending the knees even more to bring yourself up, rolling the spine up. But I really emphasize that I want you to be within your comfortable range of movement. So if you have any back issues, if the back hurts, if the knees hurt, this is not about pushing through pain. So even if we just get here and just do a gentle little roll, that's fine. The idea is you're doing a full body flow. So you're opening the front line of the body, and then you're opening the back line of the body. So again, if you just get to there and then you just want to do a little roll like that, absolutely fine. It's not about big forceful stretches. Think about lengthening, elongating the fascia, the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons. A full body flow. And breathing softly in and out through the nose, no forceful breath. So if the breathing is steady, if the breathing is easy, the movement is steady and the movement is going to be controlled. Think of it like a nice morning, lovely morning, reach out, lengthen, encourage that flow through the body. And just keep that movement going. Let's do 3 more in your own time. Getting the blood flowing, warming the muscles, encouraging that lengthening of the fascia, the ligaments and the tendons. And then slowly roll up. I think that's 3. And have a little shake, have a little shake about. Let's take our feet about shoulder width apart again. Feet slightly turned out. We're going to do Qigong Tiger. So remember with the Qigong Tiger, nice engagement there through the fingers. So you're deliberately creating some good tension in the fingers. That engages the back muscles. It gets the shoulders engaged. And then we can go as if we're going to be sitting down. So just going back, keeping that chest lifted, and then just going as deep as is comfortable for you. Remember to keep the chest or the heart forwards, the chest lifted, and keep that flow of movement. And again, your comfortable range. So the comfortable range for you could be here. Comfortable range for you could be a little bit lower. It's not about forcing or pushing. So engage, tension there, fingers, and then you can relax, soften, soften as you lengthen up. And breath, soft and light, in and out through the nose. Don't feel you need to breathe with the movement in any particular way. Just let the breath be natural, soft, light, in and out through the nose. And if you feel you're starting to get breathless, just do a little bit less. So this is about easy movement, easy breathing. Quiet breathing, good. Everybody's looking good there on Zoom. People joining on Instagram. I can vaguely see some names on Instagram. I think Elaine is there. I think Jacko's there. Hi, thanks for jumping in. Let's do a couple more. Maybe explore a little bit more range of movement. And take a rest. Bring your feet together. A little bit of a shake out. Oh, that was my knee that clunked then. You might feel a little warm. You might, when you stop, feel as if that breath is just catching up a little bit. Take a moment. Always nice just to reset, to rebalance in between the movements. And let's do, I'm just going to open this door actually because it is quite warm in here. Let's do a little bit of balance, a little bit of flying, and a little bit of balancing. So we'll start off feet shoulder width apart again. Easy one, breathing in and breathing out. So it's like you're flying basically. Soft and light in and out through the nose. Breath in, shoulders relaxed. Breath out. And here I want you to find your rhythm. So don't necessarily follow me, or if you're watching on Zoom, following anyone else. Just find your rhythm. Let the breath guide the movement. Everything expands as you breathe in. Everything stays strong but softens as you breathe out too. And once you've got comfortable with the rhythm, we'll just start a little bit of weight shift. So I'm going to mirror you, and as you take that next breath in, I just want you to shift the weight to the left and just peel that right heel off the ground. And then as you breathe out, you balance evenly, and then do the opposite. So shift the weight to the right, and then just go side to side. So that whole side of the body, the weight is shifting towards. Ball of the foot on the opposite side is still connected, but that side of the body feels lighter, lighter and lifted. And again, just follow your breath. Let the breath guide the rhythm. And you may feel, you may even notice here, if you're doing stuff slowly, you can really tune into am I more dominant, supported on one side of the body to the other? So if you feel you are, see if you can trust the side that you maybe feel less confident in. Trust that side a little bit more, because you're doing stuff slowly, calmly. You can really focus on sensing. You might be very confident in supporting through the left side of the body, but it might feel a little bit different on the right, or vice versa. So just explore that just for a few moments. And really letting the breath guide the movement. Now we can either stay like this, or if you want that a little bit more of a challenge, as you shift the weight to one side, just raise the opposite knee off the ground. And then gently place the foot. So it's not about crashing down. Very tempting to crash down, but keep this slow and smooth, and keep the breath smooth. Be very aware that you're not holding the breath. It's very tempting to go, oh, just hold the breath and balance. So soft, smooth breath in, smooth breath out. And the slower you go, the more challenging it can be, because you're spending more time under tension. See how slowly you can go. Can you slow the breath a little bit more? Can you slow the movement a little bit more? Maybe if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, as you lower down, you can step out a little bit further. Now on Instagram, I'm going to disappear now because I know you only get the portrait view, but you can step out a little bit further, go a little bit lower, stand a little bit taller, reach. It's like dipping your toe in the water. Yeah, that's fine. Reach, balance, lift. Keep that breath steady. Can you reach a little bit further? Or again, you're absolutely fine if you're just peeling the heel. Remember, don't just go for the bit that looks really fun because you're doing these big steps out to the side, because remember when we did this gentle peeling of the heel, you could really tune into, right, where do I need that, maybe that little bit more focus on support? Can I release that opposite side a little bit more? So the more you get from this point, the easier it is then to do all of the fun stuff. Good, let's take a break. Let's have a little shake out there. We'll do another balance one. And this time we'll do a forwards and backwards. So again, I'm going to show you from the side. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So you bring knee to elbow, but make sure you stay tall through the spine, that we're not doing sort of like an ab crunch here. So knee to elbow, and then we just step back, alternating that arm. So we step back, and we can do a small step back. So let's just start small. Lengthen the spine up, step back. Lengthen the spine up, step back. I'm going to now swing around so you can see me from the front. So we're staying on that. If I'm mirroring you, I'm now on my left side. And we're doing what we call contralateral with arms and legs. And it's very easy to just do this really quickly, which is great. but go slow, because then you're really challenging that whole balance. So balance, step back, balance. Remember, the trick in all of this balance stuff is to keep the spine long. The minute we lose that length through the spine, we start to put all the focus on the lower body. So it's almost like you're dangling on a string as you lift up. That string keeps lengthening you upwards. Stand tall, stand graceful. I can feel my hips working now. Let's do a couple more. And then take a rest. Yep, feel that side working a little bit. Let your breath settle. And then we go on the other side. So swap sides. So if I'm mirroring you, balancing on the right, opposite arm. So balance on the right, left knee comes up, get my brain in gear, and step back. Doesn't have to be a big step back. Keep that chest lifted, keep that spine long. And again, the slower you go, the more challenging it can become. Let's do a couple more. And take a rest. What is also good to do before any of the balance exercises is some nice sort of like footwork. We didn't do it today, just time-wise and everything, but actually to get that sort of like ankle moving, toes spreading and things. So a good sort of like a foot strengthening and mobilizing workout, and then see the difference when you're doing those balance exercises. Good. Let's finish off with a few little nice Qigong flows now. So taking your feet shoulder width apart. And we'll start off with very simple, open the flow. So breathing in and breathing out. And I really want you to get that sense of all the work we've done just before this, sort of like the movement, the activation. Now you've got all of your energy flowing, that energy flow, and that breath is just guiding this movement. So it's effortless movement. Don't think of it as an exercise. Think of it as just a flow of energy, a flow of breath through the whole body. Again, you're finding your rhythm. You're not necessarily following me. The breath, your breath, the rhythm of your breath is guiding the movement. Let's do alternate arm. So alternate arm, one swings up. We get that slight shift to that side again. So we get that slight, very subtle weight shift. Very subtle rotation through the spine. Remember, even though predominantly it looks as if we're doing arm movements, the whole body is involved. Feel how your feet are connected to the ground. Really sense that connection to the ground. Sense that strength through the center of the body, through the hips. Sense that long, strong spine. How does the rib cage move? Just tune into every little subtle detail of the movement. That's what's nice about taking your time. There's no rush. We're not counting reps. We're just tuning into that connection between the breath and the movement. Do one more each side. And take a rest. Pulling down the heavens in 6 directions. So we get again a nice little bit of a rotation through the spine. Palms face up, so we get that rotation through the shoulders and the elbows. We rotate to one side, overhead, and then down the center. Then to the other side. Again, remember it's a flow, so it's a continuous movement, just as breath is continuous. No start or stops. And then we're going to interlock our thumbs, just bringing our thumbs together, resting our hands just on the lower belly, just below the belly button on the lower abdomen, bringing our feet together, and then just closing your eyes, just allowing your body just to gently rock and sway. So it's very tempting just to lock everything out, but just go with that flow of movement through the body. So letting your body find its natural balance, letting the breath settle, gentle, soft, quiet breathing. Bamboo in the wind. And if, like me, you feel you could stand here all day, maybe it's time to take a slightly fuller breath Open your eyes, step your feet out, let that breath out, gentle brush down. Yeah, I could have stayed there for at least another 10 minutes, but we've got work to do. Gentle brush down the body. Excellent. Thank you. Really appreciate you joining in. I hope you enjoyed the session. Just a couple of things. I've got a few events coming up, which I always forget to mention. But I do have a space left if anybody's interested in the Oxygen Advantage instructor training, which starts on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know that's short notice, but someone's moved to November. I've also on the 21st of May, a week on, or I think it's the 21st, 22nd, I've got a retreat with Julia Bradbury in Shropshire. So it's an overnight retreat. So if anybody's interested in that, just drop me a message. And then we've got our Y hours in Spain for the past 2 weeks. Apart from having a nice time and having a little bit of a holiday, was just finalising everything for the Oxygen Advantage instructor training in Spain, which Elaine is joining me on as well here. So thanks for that. So there's those coming up. Check out the website. All of the information is on there. Or, of course, just get in contact with me if you want to chat through anything. It's always good just to have a little chat if you want some more information about stuff. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll see you on Monday morning, same time, for that little bit more focus on Qigong flow and Oxygen Advantage breathwork. Take care. Have a good day. Yeah, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.